When you have an emergency that requires an ambulance, you don't think about what service is going to respond to the call. You just want them there as fast as possible. That's when the 911 dispatch center comes in. They decide what ambulance is going to respond to the scene. What they are supposed to do is dispatch the closest and most readily available unit. There are factors like the availability of a paramedic they take into consideration too. But the owners of MedStar Ambulance Service say they are being shorted on calls unfairly.
There have been instances, and they're becoming more often, where we are getting one call in 3 or one call in 5 or perhaps fewer than that, and that's simply not acceptable any longer. We realize that there was a period of adjustment, a time that needed to be given to the dispatch center to realize that there are now 2 ambulance services in this area.
The PARs brought their complaint to the county board, but no changes were made this morning at a meeting of the 911 governing body. They claim the system is fair the way it is.
After discussing the matter, we felt that we still would continue to use the guidelines that were prepared by the PACE board.
The county says the nature of the emergencies explains why the other service gets more calls. They have paramedics on staff, which qualifies them for more types of emergencies. But MedStar says having paramedics isn't a necessity.
That is a set of guidelines that's set up by the PACE committee, who educated the paramedics, and I think to a certain extent those guidelines are fine. The dispatchers are, as I understand it, medically trained to a certain extent, but not to an EMT level or higher.
The next step for MedStar is to take their problem to court, but they prefer not to do that. They are a business and want to be treated fairly so they can compete on an equal level. I'm Mike Campbell for Action 8 News.